Waking from my sleep, you call me to the great unknown. The great unknown. I can feel your fire roaring through me, till every breath, every single heartbeat is yours alone. Is yours alone. In the furnace of my soul, fan the flame and take control, like a wildfire, a wildfire. Though the storm rage on inside, there's a joy I cannot hide. You're a wildfire, a wildfire. Burning like a wildfire. So let every breath I take bring healing to the wounded and the weary, till kingdom come, till kingdom come. In the furnace of my soul, fan the flame and take control, like a wildfire, a wildfire. Though the storm rage on inside, there's a joy I cannot hide. You're a wildfire, a wildfire. Burning like a wildfire. In the furnace of my soul, fan the flame, take control, like a wildfire. Though the storm rage on inside, there's a joy I cannot hide. You're a wildfire.
We're going to be starting in just a couple of minutes, and it's really important that you kind of move in a little bit toward the center. I know some of you want to stake out those aisle seats, but if you can pull in, there's going to be people still coming in. They're parking and coming in, and you don't want them crawling across you to get into those center seats. And frankly, the view and the sound is really great in the center, so move on in, please.
Jesus, you are justice, you are mercy, you are love. Jesus, our Redeemer, all that's broken, you restore. So let hope arise in every corner of the earth. Let hope arise, 'cause in the middle of the darkness, the light of the world has come. You will make all things new.
Aloha and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the graduation of the senior class of 2017 for the Christian Education Institute. It's going to be a great night. There are some empty seats near you that are going to be filling up. I'm told that there was some sort of a major wreck on H1 or something, and the traffic was down to 1 or 2 lanes, and people are delayed getting here, so be nice when they get here and scoot in or let them crawl across you, because we can't control the environment outside this building. A few housekeeping announcements before we begin. Number one, I usually tell you at this point to turn off your phone or silence it. I'm going to tell you that we're doing something tonight for the first time. We're live streaming this event tonight for the first time, and they're going to put the URL right there on the screen. If you want to grab that and screenshot it with your phone and text it to your friends who don't have tickets, you can put that back up there. There you go. You can screenshot that right there and send that to your friends who don't have tickets, who might be wanting to watch it, or they're outside with Lay's, and they can go to that URL and watch the entire event live on their phones, live stream. So there you have it. Everybody hold that for a couple of minutes. Give them time to take pictures. There we go. So that's happening. The second thing is that both of the restrooms in the lobby have been designated as women's restrooms. Can I get a hand from the ladies for that? Because their lines are twice as long as the men's lines. So, guys, if you need to use the restroom, you need to exit the front of the building and go diagonally across to my right to Building H. And there's a men's restroom that's open at Building H. Make sure you got somebody to hold that door for you so you can get back in, because the doors are going to be closed about 10 or 15 minutes after 7. I want to give a couple. There's no balloons or signs allowed in the auditorium, and no food other than capped drinking bottled water. If you have that, you're okay, but no eating or drinking in the auditorium. Yeah, okay, they're signaling somebody back there, but I thought they were signaling me. I apologize. So the event should last about an hour and a half or an hour and 40 minutes, depending on how fast things move. You should be out of here before 9 o'clock, and all is well. It's going to be a great evening. This is 25 graduates are walking tonight. It's going to be wonderful. You're going to get to know them a little bit in a few minutes. You're going to see a little slideshow business, and you're going to see some of them come up and perform or do videos and things. It's wonderful. It's going to be a great night. And as we begin this tonight, I'm going to ask you to stand, and I'm going to introduce Stephen Eichner, one of our parents of our graduates, and he's going to come for the invocation. Would you please stand?
Thank you, Gary. It's an honor to be up here tonight. It's my 5th child graduating with CEI. And Lord willing, one more. But it is such an honor to be here tonight, and just so proud for my son graduating and all the parents here that have put in so much work and effort into making this happen tonight. So bow with me in prayer, please. Father, I thank you for each one of these young adults graduating tonight, Lord. I thank you that you've done such a wonderful and marvelous work in their lives, and it's come to fruition tonight. All their hard work and dedication to serving you and to serving their communities and to loving you, God. And we thank you for them, and we're so blessed. And we thank you. I thank you for each of the parents involved in educating their children to getting them here tonight, Lord. The sacrifices they have made, Lord, we ask that you bless them, and we thank you for them, Lord. We thank you for the use of this facility. We thank you for CEI and all the hard work and dedication that they've given to our children, and we ask that you bless them, and we thank you for this opportunity tonight, and we pray that you be glorified in all we say and do, and bless our evening in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Staring into your eyes makes my heart come alive. Suddenly brought to life when I met you. Reaching beyond the skies, running deep, stretching wide. Perfect love realized here with you. Now this love is for real, you will never let go, never let go. Oh, and it's more than just words, love beyond my control, out of control. This is real love, this is real love. This is real love, this is real love. Words not beyond my control, out of control. You're pulling me closer and closer, holding my heart to the very end. Jesus, I'm found in your freedom. This is real love, this is real love. Closer, holding my heart to the very end. Jesus, oh. Staring into your eyes makes my heart come alive. Suddenly brought to life when I met you. This is real love, this is real love. This is real love, this is real love. Oh. You put
Let me, because we'll never get to this if I don't, let me give a couple of expressions of appreciation tonight before we go any further. We want to thank Kaimuki High School and MJ Matsushita and her husband Robert, who's running sound back there, who this is their house, and they're very cordial to us and assist us every year with this presentation. I'd like to thank I would personally like to thank the tech crew from my church from Reunion, who do an amazing job of putting all this together and volunteering their time and coming out here and helping tonight with making all this happen. And to my wife, Amy, who does all the real work at CEI, and our administrator, Robin Spencer, who is the official behind all of this, we express our appreciation tonight. So one of the advantages about this graduation above all the other graduations you've gone to this year, and some of you have gone to 4 or 5 or 12 this year already, and this is probably the end of the graduation season for you, is you get to know these 25 who are walking today. You get to know them really intimately. You get to know something about them, and we give those who choose to do so an opportunity for a 3-minute thing that we call the Senior Expressions. There will be videos and live performances and amazing demonstrations and all sorts of things for you to see, and they're just going to follow one after another. They're not in alphabetical order, so just watch the screens as they're being introduced, and you'll see what's going to happen for Senior Expressions.
All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a long 4 years working for a small but very important piece of paper that we call diploma. And in this moment of congratulations towards the rest of these seniors, as well as some joy for myself that the high school years are coming to an end, I'd like to thank those who have helped me through this process to learn valuable lessons in my education as well as in my personal life. To start off, first and foremost, I'd like to thank God for providing me with such wonderful people in my life who have helped me open my eyes to further understand the world around me. I'd also like to thank the Boy Scouts of America and all within the organization for all the principles and the skills that they provided to me, such as leadership, organization, and basic survival skills if so necessary. But as a note of personal thank you, I'd like to thank Cody Henderling for helping me refine my communication skills that will be proven to be invaluable throughout my life. And without him, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. I'm serious about that too. If it wasn't for him, I'd probably be too scared to be standing in front of you right now. But also, along the note, I'd like to thank my teachers and my mentors who have helped instruct me in my studies, to help mold my understanding. I couldn't thank you all by name because there's so many of you, but just rest assured that all of you had a profound impact on my life and my view of the world today. I also continue down the list, thank Auntie Robin Spencer, who have helped me in learning to become more independent in my studies. She deserves all the thanks in the world with what she has done for me and for the rest of these seniors as well. And finally, going into family, to Nani, my sister, my cheerleader, and my second mother whenever my actual mom wasn't there. To both of my brothers, to Brian and Andrew, I admire the example that both of you have set for me, and I couldn't have asked for better brothers. And as always, the best are for last. Thank you, Mom, and thank you, Dad. You have demonstrated how to keep a balance in life between work, family, and fun. And Mom, you are the quintessential example of God's love and patience. I thank you for watching out for me and for being one of the main people to drive me forward. Words alone cannot express of how much you have helped me to get to this point. So, when I'm looking back at the 113,880 hours of high school and remembering the people who have helped me during that time, I strive to perpetuate their example in my own life.
Hi, I'm Kahiva Chong. I've been taking Universal Kempo Karate for 12 years and currently hold the rank of first degree black belt. And I've also trained in Judo for 4 years, and I'm currently training in Jiu Jitsu. Tonight, I'll be doing a brick breaking demonstration. Enjoy.
Oh, misty eye of the mountain.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the.
Forgot the rest of it. Keep careful watch of my brother's souls. And should the sky be filled with. Dang it, there's grass. There is fire smoke.
You guys can come over after.
Keep watching over during sunrise.
This is probably a
Hello? Oh, that's loud. Okay. Hi. For those of you that know me, it comes as no surprise that I decided to do a speech because, quite frankly, I never stop talking. I had a really hard time writing this speech because I just couldn't decide on a topic, so I procrastinated for way too long, as in, I just finished this morning. But everyone knows that's just what homeschoolers do. I kind of wanted to do something funny because I like to make people laugh, but I felt that maybe graduation is a time to be serious. I finally decided on sharing how I became the person I am today. If you know me now, you know that I'm a very loud and talkative person, but I wasn't always this way. Growing up, I was a very shy and quiet, afraid to say the wrong thing. I was insecure with how I looked and who I was. I just so desperately wanted to fit in. I changed myself based on who I was with, hoping I could get them to like me. For so long, I felt lost. I had no sense of who I was. But if you look at me now, I'm the complete opposite of that. And I had no epiphany. I had no sudden realization. I had no aha moment. It didn't happen overnight, and I wish I could say it was easy, but it took time and effort to get myself to the place where I am now. To a place where I'm okay with who I am. To a place where I don't care what people think of me or if people like me or not. To a place where I can finally share this part of my life and not be embarrassed. Going through this, I learned it's okay to not be 100% okay with yourself all the time. It's okay to go through struggles, even though they may seem small to other people, because to me they were big. Now I realize that everyone goes through struggles like these and that I'm not alone. I learned that anything worth doing takes time, and if anything is worth doing, it's making yourself a better person. And the most important thing I want to share is that everyone should work on loving themselves just the way they are. The best thing that I ever did was learn to love myself, because once you love yourself, the rest of your life becomes easy.
The fullness of grace is here with me. The richness of your beauty's all I see. The brightness of your glory has arrived. In your presence, God, completely satisfied. For you, I sing, I dance, lift my heart and my hands to show my love, to show my love. Deep, deep flood, an ocean flows from you. With deep, deep love, it's filling up this room. Your innocent blood has washed my guilty life. In your presence, God, I'm complete. For you, I sing, I dance, I rejoice in this divine romance. Lift my heart and my hands to show my love, to show my love. I'm sailing on a ship that's bound for life. I wrestle with the wind against the tide. I leave it all behind to reach for more. Sailing on to where the water's running sweet and right. The sun is rising in the eastern sky. I
Hello. Hi, so my name is Micah, and for my senior expressions, I made a poem. Yes, I made it. I did not look up on Google for it. So, when you're in school, like, honestly. So the title of my poem is Poisoned by Sin, so I hope you like it. Poisoned by sin, all it took was one bite that sent man and the whole world into darkening fright. Separated from him, we will always be, unless someone comes down to forgive and set us free. Poisoned by sin, darkness roams to devour. Without a light to stop it, man can only cower. It brings death and corruption, and purity away it flew. Infants who are born don't have a clue. Separated from God, we will always be, unless someone comes down to forgive and set us free. Poisoned by sin, mankind is lost. It came, it saw, and conquered the world. But by the grace of God, mankind could not pay the cost. Our hope was sent down in a ball of light, determined to never give up the fight. He bore the weight of the world and carried our sins, so that mankind can live new within. Separated from God, we will no longer be, for someone came down to forgive and set us free. Thank you.
March winds and April showers make moon and you. March winds and April showers, romance will soon be ours, an outdoor paradise for two. March winds and April showers make way for everything, and then come you, a moon and you. March winds and April showers make way for happy hours and Maytime, June time, love time and you.
Hello. Gotta give you what I get today. Scattered ashes that I hid away. I lay them all at your feet. From the corners of my deepest shame, the empty places where I've worn your name, show me the love I say I believe. Oh, help me to lay it down. Oh, Lord, I'll lay it down. Oh, let this be where I die, my Lord, with thee crucified. Be lifted high as my kingdoms fall, once and for all, once and for all. My Savior's law pour over me. Oh, let me die if I be lifted, fall, once and for all, once and for all, once and for all.
Thanks to the class of 2017. A man is about as big as that which makes him angry. God's work in God's way will never lack God's supplies. Earth has no sorrow that heaven cannot heal. The Lord doesn't love you for who you are or how you live, but for what you are and for who He is. You may give your life away, but you might not give your heart away. But if you give your heart away, you give your life along with it. Christ paid the price in which He couldn't pay. He won the battle in which you couldn't win. It's not how much you can do, but how much God can make you do. Every man dies, but not every man really lives. God is all you need, but is God all you want? Everyone has a purpose and a calling, and if that weren't true, then you wouldn't even have been born. Failure is not falling down, but refusing to get back up. Christianity is not a religion, but a relationship. How great you are is determined by how humble you are. Love is not a feeling, love is a choice. Life won't give you what you want or even deserve. Life will only give you what you settle for. Jesus put death to death. Therefore, death got a taste of its own medicine. The question is not, where is God? The question is, where is God not? For it is not his glory for both the heavens and the earth? Just because you can't feel God's presence, that doesn't mean that he isn't there. Thank you all for being here, and congratulations to the class of you for who you are or how you live, but for what you are and for who he is. You may give your life away, but you might not give your heart away. But if you give your heart away, you give your life along with it. Christ paid the price in which he couldn't pay. He won the battle in which you couldn't win. It's not how much you can do, but how much God can make you do. Every man dies, but not every man really lives. God is all you need, but is God all you want? Everyone has a purpose and a calling, and if that weren't true, then you wouldn't even have been born. Failure is not falling down, but refusing to get back up. Christianity is not a religion, but a relationship. How great you are is determined by how humble you are. Love is not a feeling, love is a choice. Life won't give you what you want or even deserve. Life will only give you what you settle for. Jesus put death to death. Therefore, death got a taste of its own medicine. The question is not, where is God? The question is, where is God not? For it is not his glory for both the heavens and the earth? Just because you can't feel God's presence, that doesn't mean that he isn't there. It's not the events of your life that will determine your future, but how you define them that will. In the heart of every man is an empty hole that needs to be filled, and only Jesus can fill in that empty hole. Wisdom isn't how much you know, but how much you apply of what you know. God doesn't use problems to tear you down, but to build you up. God won't always answer your prayers right away, but when he does, it will have been at the exact right time. Forgiving someone who has wronged you is not for setting that other person free, but for setting yourself free. Worry looks around, sorrow looks back.
Brand new. Brand new. I feel like a young John Cusack, like making big mistakes. I feel like for the first time in a long time, I am not afraid. I feel like a kid. Never thought it'd feel like this. Like when I close my eyes and don't even care if anyone sees me dancing. Like I can fly and I don't even think of touching the ground. Like a heartbeat skip, like an open page, like a one-way trip on an aeroplane. It's the way that I feel when I'm with you. Brand new.
Hello. My name is Josiah Swanson, and tonight I want to share with you a story. This is a story about a journey that we are all on, whether we know it or not. This is the Brass Lantern and Bridge of the Few. A boy named Vince once went on a long quest. He sought out water just like all the rest. There was at the time a terrible drought. The land was a desert, scorched and dried out. His father gave him two things on leaving: a brass lantern and words for receiving. Find water that lasts, cross bridge of the few. Wander in dark, but your lamp will glow through. Vince hurried to the bridge spoken about. Arriving, he found a dangerous route. A mountain ahead and river below. He started to cross, stepping on tiptoe. The wood creaked and shook, the rope almost ripped. The boy with his load fell down 'cause he tripped. I cannot do this, Vince screamed out in fear. I'll find water at another frontier. Bridge of the Few was left in a hurry. The dusty, dry boy stomped in a fury. Vince came across the well-digging folk. He bought their water and went a month broke. Angry Vince was yet again when they found the water from wells dried up in the ground. Vince moved on to the substitute drinkers. Their liquid of sorts made them bad thinkers. Vince hated the taste of the drink cherished and left the town when the drinkers perished. Lastly, Vince came to explorers so bold. Seen from afar, an oasis behold. The boy joined their club and prepped for the tour. They soon rode horses and through paths obscure. Just after they left, a lad came to pass, and in his hand was a lantern of brass. Vince asked, "Where are you traveling, my friend?" "The bridge of the few I plan to ascend." "That bridge is unsafe and terribly old. You should be careful to not be cajoled." "But I will be quenched by springs that abound." The lad with his lamp kept feet to the ground. Vince stayed with his club, perplexed by the lad. Could father be right? He asked, rather sad. The travel ensued, and then the band stopped. To utter dismay, their sights had been swapped. Where water once seen, a mirage had formed. The band was done for. Vince was misinformed. With money no more and a broken heart, Vince thought of the bridge worlds apart. His father's words rang, the lad's words did too. Death has come after all he has been through. The water that lasts is now too far gone. Vince cried out these words and gazed at the dawn. Suddenly, coming from the vast distance, was an eagle of flying assistance. It swooped down beside and Vince climbed aboard. The eagle was kind and spoke as it soared. "I can now take you to where you must go. The water on the mount few come to know." The bird stopped not once but came to the bridge and said, "You know how to cross the ridge." He pulled out his lamp, now using his gift. The bird flew away and Vince stood up swift. The wood creaked and shook, the rope almost ripped. But Vince did not fall, for he was equipped. The lamp and its light shined bright through the dark. Vince came to the end and made this remark: "The lamp in my hands has guided the way. Now I have found the water that will stay." He dropped his load and jumped into a lake. More drink than enough could he now partake. He found the lad, and together they went back down to the towns to guide the ascent. Their task was to share about the true way, to expose lies and shine bright like the day. Truthfully spoken was this tale for you, about the lantern brass and bridge of the few. Matthew 7:13-14 says, "You can enter God's kingdom only through the narrow gate. The highway to hell is broad, and its gate is wide for the many who choose that way. But the gateway to life is very narrow, and the road is difficult, and only a few ever find it."
Wow, that was some amazing guitar playing. I don't know if I can top that, but I'm gonna try. Unlike most students in school, but like everyone up here tonight, I was homeschooled. Although being homeschooled my entire life came with few challenges, I'm thankful I was able to enjoy the many benefits. I loved being homeschooled because along with the quality education, it offered offered many freedoms. Some of the most important being the amount of time spent around my family and friends, as well as a significant amount of time around professionals. I remember as a child, my family was in the process of building our home. I would sit on my parents' meetings with the lawyers, the bankers, the architects, and as well as I help out with the contractors. Not only did I watch my parents in negotiations, I participated in family discussions regarding many types of decisions they made in building the home, investing, and budgeting. You know how sometimes a teacher will invite a few different people from the community to the classroom for career day? Well, my class time included office visits and board meetings. I was lucky enough to watch these in various career fields in action on a regular basis, which had never happened had I been stuck in a classroom. After visiting the architect, we were driving and I asked, "Hey, where are we going?" My dad said, "Home." He paused and I was relieved, but he quickly finished his sentence with, "Depot." While having my mom as my teacher was great, sometimes homeschooling was such a struggle that both of us were stumped. There would always be that one math question that even my mom, who my dad and I call Wonder Woman, couldn't even get the answer, which would lead to hours of Googling and learning together. Even though wasting all that time to get one answer was frustrating, I will always appreciate her for it. But my mother wasn't the only person helping me through school. Everyone in my family did. My dad wasn't usually the one I'd go to for academic help, but he taught me how to be an adult, how to write checks, balance a checkbook, pay the bills, and he even taught me a trade. Anything to do with tires, we're your family. Oh, and let's not forget, he taught me the most important thing that anyone who lives in Hawaii should know. He taught me how to surf. I don't think I have enough time to thank everyone who had such a positive impact on my life, because there's so many of you. But a sincere thank you to Mrs. Linda Cruz, Mrs. Nicole Giles, Mrs. Robin Spencer, and Miss Betty Compton. And of course, my mom and dad. Thank you for celebrating our graduation tonight.
Hi, so I have to cram 17 years into 3 minutes, so I'm just going to cut straight to the chase. My name is Caleb David Castro, and I was born in the small town of Machias, Maine on March 1st, 2000. And before you ask, no, I am not related to Fidel Castro. Because my dad was in the Navy, we moved around a lot, and I only lived in Maine for a month before we moved to Naples, Italy, so I don't remember anything about it. And same goes for Italy, because I was 3 when we left. After Italy, I lived in Jacksonville, Florida for a total of 6 years. During my time there, I did kindergarten and public school, but after that, my mom decided to homeschool us. Nothing really noteworthy happened there, so we're going to move to the Florida Keys now. When we first moved there, I was 9 years old, and I moved to Hawaii when I was 12. In Hawaii, I had the most growth both spiritually and physically, going to be about almost 6 foot tall. Which was cool because I finally met I was taller than Kalo. By the way, Kalo's my older brother, who's only 11 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days older than me, but he'll tell you it's basically a year. Just thought I'd let you know so he doesn't fool you later. Speaking of brothers, I have 2 younger ones, Kaylin, who's 13 years of age, and Kaleo, who's still a baby. Then there's Karina, my 11-year-old sister, and of course I can't forget my mom and dad. My dad is 41 years old, and because I value my life, I won't be telling you my mom's age. Back to Hawaii. Here I probably found the best group of friends I've ever had, and the best pastor I've ever had, Pastor Joshua. Josh took his time and developed a relationship with the youth, and that was something none of my previous pastors had done before. He took the youth group on a trip to Oregon called MOVE, which is a really cool Christian conference with music, preaching, and free food. Not once, but twice. The second time I went, I really saw what the job of a pastor was, being a mentor, a guide, and a friend. So I started asking him questions like, what do you do as a pastor? Where did you go to school for this? And what's the most important thing about being a pastor? It was after this trip that I knew what I wanted to be. I wanted to become a pastor. Then I moved to New Hampshire, but I was given the amazing chance to come back to Hawaii just to graduate. So I guess it's a thing some people know, I don't know. All my friends, obviously, my 2 pastors, Josh and Eli, my siblings, and of course my parents. But most importantly, I'd like to thank God for letting me meet these people. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be the man I am today.
Are you or are you not related to Fidel Castro?
Come on, man, Yes, he's my great uncle.
What's your favorite color?
Blue.
What's your favorite food?
A Frita.
What's a Frita?
It's a Cuban dish with seasoned ground beef and pork patty on a Cuban bread topped with shoestring potatoes, and it looks like this. It's pretty good.
Like, what are your hobbies?
Watching movies, playing video games, and I might work out once every 5 months.
What's your race?
I'm Hispanic.
So, you are related to Fidel Castro?
You know what? I'm just gonna end the video now. Goodbye, and thank you for watching. And a big thanks to God for letting me meet these people. If it wasn't for them,
I'm sorry.
you did that on purpose.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so before I begin, I just realized while sitting down that I have one major regret in my life up to this point. And that regret would have to be not taking a speech and debate class to prepare me for this moment. But I guess we're just going to have to do with what we got. But before I begin, I just wanted to thank my parents, family, teachers, friends, and most of all God. Because without them, I would not be the person I am today. I just wanted to share a few words of wisdom with you students that are still in high school. First of all, enjoy high school while it lasts, because it really doesn't last very long. It seems like yesterday when I walked into my first high school classroom, I shyly entered the room uncertain about what would happen. I imagined all the new knowledge I would obtain, Of course, being a homeschooler, this really wasn't a classroom and happened to be my home dining room. Life was a whole lot simpler then. As high school continued, I remember feeling worried about my future and about how I would be successful. I'm sure many of you have gone through that or are going through it right now. But for me, the easiest way to overcome it was by remembering God is in control. Of course, God isn't just a magical genie that grants every wish we throw at him. Nonetheless, if we follow his plan, he will help us to accomplish our goals. It says in the Bible, in Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." You see, God loves us very, very much and has a perfect plan for us. But completing that plan won't be easy. It will take some hard work. A perfect example of this is in the 1974 movie, Where the Red Fern Grows. That's like a family favorite. I'm quoting the movie because this isn't in the book. But okay. In summary, if you've never heard about it before, it's about a little boy named Billy Coleman and his early life growing up in the country with his 2 prized coon hunting dogs, Dan and Ann. The most significant and inspirational part of the movie is when Billy is trying to buy his dog. His grandpa has just finished selling a puppy to some mean boys who could afford it, and seeing this, Billy is feeling discouraged. He expresses his doubt to his grandfather by explaining that he has been asking God for dogs as long as he can remember, but nothing is happening. He feels that God just doesn't want him to have any. His grandpa replied and told him that it seems you're just not doing your fair share. Billy didn't really understand this and didn't understand what his grandfather had meant. So his grandfather explained, even though you pray for dogs, it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be given to you. He continued by explaining to Billy that if the dogs were just given to him, it wouldn't. But I don't want character. You're going to have to meet him halfway. Billy didn't understand what his grandpa had meant. But in the months that followed, Billy continued to desire dogs, and he decided that he would earn the money himself. And all of a sudden, he realized what his grandpa had meant. It was his part to do the work, and God's part to give him the heart, the courage, and the determination. You see, even though God loves us, it doesn't mean that he will give us whatever we want. At some point, we are going to have to do our fair share of hard work. And even though it might not be fun, if we follow God's plan, it would all be worth it. You might reply and say, but how is God going to use someone like me? I'm not perfect. I don't have any talent. You see, I once thought these things about myself. But you see, all these doubts are false. God can use anyone. It doesn't matter who you are, as long as you are willing to let him use you. The 26th President, Teddy Roosevelt, understood this. He grew up sickly and weak due to a serious case of asthma and a heart condition. Even though he didn't have an advantage from the beginning, he dedicated his life to pushing his physical and mental body. His hard work with God's help, would soon pay off. He grew up to become an American war hero, athlete, and of course, the famous president we know and love. He once said, "Do what you can with what you have where you are." So if you're ever feeling discouraged about your future, just remember, God has the perfect plan for you. All you have to do is accept it. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Katie, and I will be singing God Girl by Jamie Grace. And this song, to me, pretty much sums up my homeschool life. And in the chorus of this song, it says, "I'm a God girl, that's who I'll be, from the top of my head to the soles of my feet. I can't deny it, wouldn't even try. I'm your girl for the whole wide world to see." Please enjoy. Tell me, does it make me crazy? Well, maybe I got something that I can't explain, and the beauty of it never changes. It's got me wrapped up, I'm all caught up, I can't help but say, I'm a God girl, that's who I'll be, from the top of my head to the soles of my feet. No, I can't when my ears start hearing what people say. Hurry up, find love, 'cause time's ticking away. Well, I'm not being lazy, I'm just still waiting for the right boy, 'cause I only want to listen to your voice. So I'll be listening, always listening to you every day, 'cause I'm a God girl, that's who I'll be. From the top of my head to the soles of my feet, no, I can't deny it, wouldn't even try, I'm your girl. In a crazy world, I'm a God girl, that's who I'll be. From the top of my head to the soles of my feet, no, I can't deny it, wouldn't even try, I'm your girl. The whole wide world to see your name in lights, my biggest dream. My all in all, you're all I need. Hand in hand with the master of all creativity. And I won't stop until I know all my Facebook friends and foes look at me and only see one thing. I'm a God girl, that's who I'll be. From the top of my head to the soles of my feet, no, I can't deny it, wouldn't even try, I'm your girl. Crazy world, I'm a God girl, and I'll always be. From the top of my head to the soles of my feet, I can't deny it, wouldn't even try, I'm your girl. The whole wide world to see. For the whole wide world to see.
I see your face in every sunrise. The colors of the morning are inside your eyes. The world awakens in the light of the day. I look up to the sky and say, you're beautiful. I see you there hanging on a tree. You bled and then you died and then you rose again for me. Now you are sitting on your heavenly throne. Soon we will be coming home. You're beautiful. I see your face, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. I see your face, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. I see your face, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. I see your face, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful.
Let everything you do demonstrate the integrity and seriousness of your teaching. So wrote the Apostle Paul to his protege, Titus. To me, integrity and seriousness, Paul's twin concepts, rank among the most essential Christian virtues. Integrity. This term's etymology fascinates me. It descends from the Latin, meaning intact, whole. In fact, the mathematical term integer, meaning whole number, and our word integrity share this same root. And in case any calculus buffs in the room were wondering, the term integrate also stems from it. Thus, integrity communicates cohesion, unity, and stability. In an ethical context, those characteristics become honesty, authenticity, and purity. Scripture charges Christians to be sober-minded, but never stiff, stuffy, and square. The great English expositor Matthew Henry once recalled a statesman who resigned from the British government and committed himself to what he called serious thought. As Bishop J.C. Ryle tells the story, the statesman's former lively companions warned him he was swiftly growing melancholy. No, the statesman replied, I am serious, for all are serious around me. God is serious in guiding us. Christ is serious in interceding for us. The Spirit is serious in striving with us. Our spiritual enemies are serious in their endeavors to ruin us. Poor lost sinners are serious in their condemnation. And why, then, should not you and I be serious too? Why, then, should not you and I be serious too? You see, seriousness, as the Apostle Paul and that British statesman defined it, was not a dour, austere ritualism. Rather, the noun translated seriousness in Titus denotes dignity, gravity, and even earnestness. This seriousness does not exclude fun. It fulfills fun. And the Apostle Paul contends that our lives should demonstrate those traits of seriousness, just as the gospel does. That is my challenge to all who bear the title of graduate of Christian Education Institute. I found that the secular world doesn't immediately care how many philosophical arguments Christians can advance for supernaturalism or how much historical evidence we can amass for the resurrection. No. Non-Christians perceive God's integrity principally through the behavior of his people. However unfair it might seem, many seekers don't look to Christ first, they look to Christians first. This isn't some omnipresent surveillance, some perpetual panopticon to resent. It's an opportunity to represent. Our creation in imago Dei, in God's image, is not merely abstract doctrine. It establishes the reciprocal responsibility to image him forth. Let everything you do demonstrate the integrity and seriousness of your teaching, and let all your deeds reflect the integrity and significance of your Lord.
Christian Education Institute was begun in 1991 and has been under the inspiring leadership of Pastor Gary and Amy Langley for the last 20 years. CEI assists homeschooling parents teach their children by providing the same kind of office and administrative support that teachers in a standard school receive. CEI educates new homeschool parents regarding Hawaii state rules, assists parents in keeping records and preparing report cards, administers SAT standardized tests, and when Hawaii state graduation requirements are met, issues transcripts to prospective colleges. Before I read off the possible with God, live large. We are very proud of the following scholarships in alphabetical order. Arthur Chung received Arizona State University Dean's Award, $12,500 a year. Hawaii Pacific University Pono Scholarship, $10,000 a year. University of Hawaii Manoa Academic Merit Scholarship, $2,000 a year. Washington State University Cougar Academic Award, $10,000 a year. At Virginia Tech, where he will attend, he received the Provost Achievement, $7,000 a year. Alohi Chong received California Baptist University Trustee Merit Scholarship, $13,500 a year plus $4,000. Azusa Pacific University Dean Scholarship, $16,000 a year plus $4,000. Biola University Provost Academic Scholarship, $16,000 plus $1,546 award. Kamehameha Scholars Scholarship, $2,500. She will be attending California Baptist University to pursue a degree in biology with a pre-med emphasis to become a pediatrician. Kahiva Chong received the following: Kamehameha Scholars Scholarship, $2,475, and is attending Honolulu Community College Fire Science Program to become a firefighter. Nathaniel Gentry has accepted scholarships to Liberty University, full tuition to their honors program, over $23,000 a year for outstanding SAT scores, and Awana Citation, their highest, award scholarship, $1,000 a year. Hawaii Education of the Arts awarded him their Hart Scholarship, $1,000. Burger King Scholars Program, $1,000 for high SATs and community service. Eddie Naleha accepted Boston Conservatory Scholarship, $42,390 a year. Kamehameha Schools Na Ho'okama Aupoahi Scholarship, $8,000 a year. Doris and Clarence Glick Classical Music Scholarship Fund, $3,000 a year. And he'll be going to Boston Conservatory, though he was accepted by 5 other schools with scholarships. Katie Oda, Hawaii Education of the Arts, Harold and Lois Litzy Memorial Scholarship, $1,000. Josiah Swanson, Biola University Provost Academic Scholarship, $16,000 a year. And for Travis Eichner, he didn't receive a traditional scholarship from an educational institution. However, he received an accommodation of life from the giver of life this past spring with a leap of faith, taking pictures. The policeman told his father on the initial call that the last 9 people that fell didn't make it. Travis, however, was okay, with some bumps and bruises and such. God isn't done with this young man yet. So his launch into adulthood, signified by our graduation, is underwritten by God's scholarship of life. Please read his bio in the program and continue to pray for this miraculous life to be used for his glory.
A couple of very quick housekeeping announcements before we get to the part that they're all waiting for, and that's this business right here. They're going to be exiting out that way, and I'm going to ask you to please not exit before they do and block the aisles, because we need that clear. Don't exit and block anything over that way. Just let them get out of the building first, if you don't mind, for that recessional. The second thing is, when you get ready to drive away from here, there are 2 ways to get out of the parking lot. You can go back up the way you came in, circle the loop in front of the building and make a left, or you can come behind this auditorium and behind the cafeteria, and there's an exit that way. All right, so this is the part we've been waiting for. Everybody wants this. So I'm going to ask the graduating class to please stand. Get your cameras ready and all that. Rena Amy Asano. David Yun Lee Beatty. Caleb David Castro. Kalel D. Castro. Arthur W. Chung. Kahoku Alohi Lani Fumiko Kobayashi Chung. Kahiva Mana Mai Kalani Eiichi Kobayashi Chung. Kevin Keola Yoshiyuki Cox. Travis Sean Eichner. Nathaniel Paul Kavika Gentry. Micah Kaleo Okalani Glothan. Rebecca Jean Kamalu Onalani Goez. Kahealani Susan Anui Nui Heitzman. David Chung Shing Ho. David Nathaniel Long. Christian Michael Maneha. JC Chieme Matsumoto. Micah Yukio Matsumoto. Edwin Charles Nale'eha Jr. Caitlin Hanayo Oda. Belicia Aaron Rosario. James Christian Santoki. Daniel Seth Smith.